1, 2, 3, 4. Howdy, folks. How the hell are ya? Amos Sewn. It's news spelled differently. Live from Canberra. At the National Rock Garden, which is opposite the Governor General's house here in Canberra. And some friends of mine every day since very early this year, February or something, have been coming along and trying to ask the Governor General a couple of questions. He's not really getting many answers, but I did a little bit of a stream. It's about 15 minutes of recording, and I just thought I'd show it to you because it's somewhat powerful. Somewhat powerful indeed. Anyway, see you in about 15. Hey folks, the Governor General's house across the water from, and we just thought I'd film today's proceedings. The Governor General's house over the water there.
Big red car. We also have a big red car.
G'day folks, how you going?
Yeah, good mate, nice little setup you got there.
Oh, it's my little phone and I can sit. The battery runs out, I've got a backup camera, but
Still got people coming in.
That's the last song, mate. We did that last one.
It's all hooked up with the schedule we have rolled with today at the moment.
Got to do the schedule.
Got to stick by the rules.
is it schedule or schedule?
Silly man. You should always start with a chicken song, you'd think.
You'd think.
Captain Philippe doing the job on the front line.
Super mega lava man.
Chose to come to the front line, like a fine young lad.
Yeah. You had the options of going to do anything today, and today was go and visit Dan at Governor General's.
Yeah, I need a little offside. I always like this moment, everyone's just having a little general chit chats.
Yeah.
And there's the place, guys. That's the Governor General's house. I wonder if you can hear us. Yeah. Yes. One of these on the list. One of the 28, maybe.
What, here comes Steve and Pam. Whoa, what was that? What was that?
Yeah, there's never no idea.
Give him a crazy frog. Go ding ding ding. Give him a ding 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 ding. Well, go on. Ding 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 ding. Crazy frog. You take it. Good luck with that, Captain Philippe. All right, I'll take it back. We'll get ready for today's show.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe ding 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 later. Right.
Wanda's back, everyone's back, we're here, and we're still waiting for you to do your job, David Hurley.
Wood, there's a bark off it. There's cork. There's cork trees. Cork trees.
Right, everyone's here. Thank you everyone for coming again today and put out with the weather for a very important cause to expose the 28 names that Governor-General is protecting as identified by the Wood Royal Commission. If we could please move forward, be outstanding, remove headdress, and we'll get on with today's proclamation of the Governor-General. Close to the victory we pray.
Yep. False breath, that one.
Stand fast! They rode with sons into battle! They were young! Straight of limb, true of eyes, steady and a glow! They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted! They fell with their faces to the foe! They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. Lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
as Governor General of this nation. This letter is a direct appeal from the ever-growing cohort of Australian men and women, both here and at home. We call on you to action the public reveal of the findings of the police report tabled at the Woodrow Commission in 1995 to 1997 and was deemed out of the scope of the Woodrow Commission. The Woodrow Commission, as catalogued with the Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 90-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, and others finding enough. And now our Australian government, Parliament, and now yourself has made no attempt to undo this 90-year suppression order. In fact, you have suppressed the fact there is a suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. And when this is looked up, they say there is no suppression order. Well, Senator Bill Heffernan in 2015, while you were Governor of New South Wales, had a copy of this report. And you can see the disgust on his face when he sat in front of the Senate Legal and Constitutional and Legislation Committee meeting and was even given the time of other senators. So he had time to voice his concerns and delivered the same request for the same findings to be released to the public. He didn't have the phone book in his hand. You could see the disgust on his face. And as the Senator stated, it's not so much the secret that's the problem. It's when a group of people such as the 28 on the police report tabled at the Woodrow Commission keep each other's secrets. And now the Australian Parliament and Government and yourself do the same. Further into his appeal, he quoted the judge of the day. The judge said, we do not revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. Why did he say we decided not to? The judge says he, or me, or I, not we. Governor General, how can you justify the 90-year suppression order of the police report from the Woodrow Commission, given that the Australian taxpayers paid out roughly $64 million on this case? We have the right to full disclosure of this investigation because we paid for it, and therefore own it. They have been an exceptional job of uncovering these people. I can guarantee they tried to hide themselves well. 26 painful years later, and according to the AFP, 68 children a day, 25,000 a year. That would make over 500,000 since 95. And we have stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland, and lately daily at Government House in Queensland. We have been here since the 7th of February, daily. And in New Zealand, they've been there for over 250 days, daily, in front of their Governor General. And still, you refuse to acknowledge we are either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims in the appalling industry of child trafficking or pedophilia. Governor General, we the people require the individual honourable position of Governor General to uphold the requirements of the office of Governor General and stand for the people. This is an issue that people are not happy with, Governor General. Reveal the 28, unsuppress the other 61 suppression orders, one with 800 cases of child molestation in government facilities. And we also inquire why the Governor-General has not stepped forward in the obvious politicisation of the police force in the inhibiting of peaceful political protests in multiple locations all over Australia. Parliament Lawn, if you are recognised as a peaceful political protester, you are not allowed into Parliament or even in the AAA. But if you are a Black Lives Matter or women's rights or anything of the others, climate change, you can go there. Why is this so? Peaceful political protest is a right by Commonwealth law. 1995 Criminal Code Act, 83.4, Section 1, gives us the right to peacefully politically protest because we are a democratic society and people need to know of political issues so they can make their own mind up. And a lot of Australians have made their mind up. They are not happy with the political process. It is a protected right of all Australians to have this right to peacefully politically protest. Let it be up to the Australian citizens to determine their level of confidence in police, the judiciary system, Parliament, and now yourself on this matter.
No confidence.
Yours sincerely, concerned men and women of Australia.
Gee, I wonder if he'll notice this time. I somewhat doubt it, but we've got to keep on trying.
I'm not really speaking to the Governor-General, so I won't shout. My background is in social work. I haven't worked in it for a number of years, but that's my training and that's my background. Now, one of the hardest things for people to do is when they have been abused, is to come out and tell someone that they've been abused. Because they fear not being believed. That is the primary one thing they fear, that if they disclose what has happened to them, that nobody will believe them. And often when they do speak, especially as children, they're told that they're making things up, or you've got a wild imagination. And often these things get hidden for many, many years until they are brave enough and are forced to have a crisis in their lives and they're forced to confront this issue again. And when they find someone who believes them, they can start their journey of healing. So I say to all the people out there on the live streams, people who are going to hear my voice, someone out there will believe you, so speak. Address this issue. Now, we have a culture where it's taboo to talk about pedophilia, especially in the higher levels of government and in the higher levels of society in general. We cover it up, we hide it, but the pain and the trauma still festers within our society and manifests in many ways that we don't attribute to the crime that initially perpetrated it. Now, I have written to one of my senators, Alex Antic, about this Exposure 28. He's a good guy, I thought. He's replied to emails that I've written before. They haven't been robotic replies. They've been like a normal person would be talking to you, unlike many of the other letters that I've received. But this Exposure 28, I've written, my husband has written, and you just hear crickets. Now, we as a country have to start to deal with the issue of pedophilia, sex trafficking, abuse, in all its forms. We have to get open dialogue happening. And what happens when you don't get open dialogue happening about an issue is it continues, and it continues like a cancer to eat away at society. And I've quite frankly had a gutful. We need to talk about this. Maybe our parliamentarians are not the first stop. Maybe they aren't the ones who are going to break it. But people out there, let's start talking about this. Let's be open about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about if you've been involved in it, if you've been a perpetrator, cut clean. It's time that we deal with this cancer in our society. We have to address it because it is causing untold mental health issues. Mental health issues don't just pop up from nowhere. There's often a deep trauma that has taken place. And let's start talking about it. Yes, we implore our politicians and our Governor General to do this, but we've got to look in our own nest as well. Are we talking about this? And are we believing people when they come forward to talk about what's going on? Now that's my 2 cents. Thank you, Daniel.
I've brought this up many times. It has to become a table conversation subject. Once it becomes that common, these people cannot hide in our community. If it's just spoken about, anytime, anywhere. I have heard so many stories of people coming forward who've been abused to their own parents, and their own parents say, oh no, that wouldn't have happened from such and such. It can't happen. It can't be that question. And these people are telling the stories in their 40s, so obviously they weren't continuing a lie from their young age. Yes, there will be occasions when the accusations were made or whatever happened was misconstrued, but we still speak about it and discuss the situation at the time. Has to become normal conversation. People go, oh, I don't want to hear about that. That's not acceptable.
I do.
It's not acceptable. If someone talks about it, listen to them, talk to them, help them through it, help the whole situation, the other person through it as well, whether they have to be prosecuted or heard in court or whatever. So be it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable to take freedoms away from anybody at any age, adult or child. It doesn't just happen at a child's age either. It happens all through. It doesn't just happen to ladies or girls or men or boys. It happens to everybody in society. It can happen. We've got to speak about it. We've got to just be able to bring it up at any stage, anywhere, as a conversation topic, without people going, oh, I don't want to hear about that. It should be, tell us more, let us know, how can we help? That's the answer, not I don't want to hear about it. Yes, it is a subject which is uncomfortable for your mind. Even more reason why we should discuss it, not less reason. Because we know it is wrong, that's why it is uncomfortable for our mind to hear it. Because we know it should not exist in society at all. And I didn't realise how bad it was until I started trying to expose this one subject. And then the amount of times I have heard stories from various people, I realised how bad this situation is and why there is such a bad cancer on our society. Because it just destroys people from the inside. And it is destroying our community, which means it's destroying the people that doesn't happen to. It's destroying them as well. It's not good enough that we don't talk about it. It's not good enough that we don't address it. And if it's not addressed acceptably the first time, then let's just bring it up again and again until we actually solve the issue or talk about it. Has to be talked about. No one should ever turn away from someone who brings the subject up. That's my 2 cents worth.
Any other speakers today?
Well, howdy folks. How was that? No, that was pretty powerful, I thought. But, and that goes on every day since February or something like that. Similar things have been happening apparently in New Zealand as well since late last year. It's all happening, folks. And why is it happening, I wonder? You think this will make any difference? If you like this video, please share it as much as you like, because there's a lot of bad stuff happening out there, and there's got to be a way of stopping it. There is actually another short video just after that, and if you bear with me a moment, I'll see if I can find it. And Yep, there it is. Okay,
Disappointed
here we
with the
go.
Governor General. As
This one's about 6
victim
minutes.
of the industry, it has haunted me at times,
And I've got about 17 minutes worth of battery power left.
and it's affected my marriage. It's affected my mothering. It's even affected the way I deal with some people with my grandchildren because of the level of distrust I have for some people, because they just make me feel uncomfortable. And now it disgusts me that they're trying to normalise it. They're saying that pedophilia is no longer a crime but a sexual orientation. I mean, what sort of planet are they on?
In that case, when I bury one, I'm gardening.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
right. It's not right. It's a disgusting, disgraceful thing that goes on. And yet, as a child, I was told don't talk about it, apart from to the lady police officer who came to interview me as a 7-year-old. Yeah, that was the only time I was really allowed to talk about it. My parents didn't really want to know. And at times it has really messed with my head over the last years. I won't say how many, but for many years, it's really messed with my head. And it's really caused me issues, it's caused issues in our marriage. So it's not something that can just be forgotten. Disappointed with the Governor General. As a victim of the industry, it has haunted me at times. And I just can't get over this.
Sorry, folks, I think I'd reset it for a minute. So hopefully this is back where it was.
It's no longer a crime but a sexual orientation. That's just disgusting. That they're trying to normalise it. Pedophilia is no longer a crime but a sexual orientation.
Names have been hidden. Names need to be known. Your pets upstairs. They're hiding the names of their own. There's no cause worth fighting for more than for the sake of your children, the love of our families, and fighting for those who can't fight for themselves. Governor General, you've got to work today, and we're still here.
We're still here.
Not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're still here. They made it again. Don't know what that said again, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broke in the roads, broken the law. That kind of spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smash my car and knock me up, but I'm out and about, and I'm still here. They try so hard. We try not laugh. They tow my car, the next day's back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'm about to drop these charges. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned, we count the truth. All these souls, all the abuse. Nobody gonna come back, we stop that. Yeah, who at the door, Mac with our. We want to storm, fire with the empty floor. We were gone, we can come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We won't run, still ain't shit, no team. The same time we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you, cause we unite. You don't call the shots, so in here all the wrong. And they're still here, yeah, they're still here. Return of the soul, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. here, we still here. Yo, civilization is and it's still here. Need your support for the new 80s wars for our worry for the law and engine in one war accords. For the cut at the cancer, yeah, that's what the plans are. Walk with the elders, they get the law, we get the numbers, that is the answer. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Never want to gap, never want to my studios, no past, and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Don't need it, can't, don't know the can't, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Breaking the way, breaking the law, that time we just go now, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Let's smash the car and lock me up with a man and barrel, I'm still here. They see us come, we see you run. Now we are one, free our daughters, free our sons. Get scared. Fuck nothing for bed, I'm there. Even we're gone, our spirit is on there. We ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never gonna die. Never one of my studios for the past, and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They're ready to dance. Come with the dance. You keep saying Canberra, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Breaking the roads, breaking the law. That time we're still here. Now we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Let's smash the car and knock me up with a man on bail, and I'm still here.
Oh, almost a tearjerker there too. These sort of things are happening all over. Anyway, folks, I'll leave it there for now. I'm just about to run out of battery and got to change location and go to where I was last night. I don't know if you saw the view from yesterday, a different view out the back window, but going back there, it's a little place called, can't remember. It's a little peninsula not far from here. And I'm going to go and check that out, camp for the night, and then